Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. We are doing a news video and it's for Birmingham to Crewe, which is coming soon. And DCG weren't lying when they first announced this, saying it was coming soon in their announcements when they did the TSW6 like announcements and all the take tickets and all that. It really is quite soon by the sounds of things. So we've got a video of the stock. And we've got a load of images and we've got a load of text to go with it. So we're just going to go through it. And it's one I am looking forward to. I mean, I love West Coast Main Line, as you can probably tell the amount of times I use it on videos and streams and stuff like that. So to have another section is fantastic. So yeah, let's get straight in with this one. So yeah, so get ready for more content in Train Sim 6. We're hitting the ground running with add-ons, starting with the West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe. There's continue your journey. So if you're new to Train Sim 6, this may well be the first add-on that you decide to add to your collection. Adding extra route and locomotive add-ons gives you more routes to explore and more trains to operate in cases. They can also bring services and gameplay to routes already in your collection, which is always a given. Just for an example, like John with the West Coast Line South Winter Timetable, which is a free mod for PC players. He plans to add this stock, like the 350s off the stock, to the timetable to retire the reskins that were made for it. So there'll be official reskin, like official liveries in it now. So that's exciting. That's just one thing. And on the video, you can hear the announcements and stuff like that. So yeah, that's exciting. But have announcements on that timetable. Brilliant stuff. As far as I'm aware, I think it will. Might do for the train, at least. But no, the stations won't, because that's West Coast South. That'd have to be done by DG. But I think I'm hoping that as long as it's programmed in the train and have all these stations, it might work. But we'll have to wait and see. No, excuse me. So, developed by All Aboard Studios, who are a new partner program. These were revealed as a developer in April, so early this year, and they teased a image, which it was obvious it was Crewe. You could just tell straight away by the red stanchions in the middle of the track. But yeah, it was nice to see a vital part of the West Coast Main Line coming from these guys. So, headed up by Dan and Kieran. We are a team built on passion, expertise, and a drive to push railway simulation further than ever before. With years of experience in both game development and the railway industry, our expert team has been behind a variety of releases for Train Sim World and Classic, crafting detailed routes, rolling stock, and immersive environments that players have enjoyed for years now. Now we're bringing that knowledge, skill, and ambition to our Train Sim World releases. And we couldn't be more excited to share what's coming. So, what we know is so far we've got this route coming. So, first route, West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe, and there's a loco add-on as well, which is the Avanti West Coast Class 805, which was also teased in the August roadmap and the direct. So, we know that's coming. They'll give more details on the 805 at a later date, so that's not in this. So, just hopefully you can see this. You can now. So, this is the graphic for the routes. It's West Coast Main Line Birmingham Crewe routes. 50 plus miles of railway through the suburban Black Country. Railway locations such as Birmingham New Street, Crewe Basford Hall, Oxley Car and Soho depots. Lots of layers for the Class 390 Pendolino, Class 220 Voyager at Freight, Rail Tools and more. Anything within an asterisk is additional content required. You got a map. Looking at that, you've got like number one from Crewe all the way to Stafford. Such a long, nice drive. So some decent speed on that section. And eventually, as you get nearer to Birmingham, so the stations tighten up together. So there's actually quite a lot of stations on this route, including depots as well. So it's actually 53 miles in total with 11 stations. Class 350 is in multiple variants or subclasses, and you also get 350 235 in the British Transport Police livery, which we'll see in the video shortly. Bring that back out. So, another stretch of the West Coast Main Line brings with its familiar and new locations to Train Sim World at the heart of the urban West Midlands. All Ball Studios' first release for Trains of the World takes you straight into the modern mainline action of the West Midlands and North West, with a fast-paced electric corridor packed with energy, contrast, and realism. There's one of the screenshots, which first of all, like the details straight away, like this barrier here, that's like something I've never seen before. You've got the network rail signage. It's called access rail, I can see on that. That's cool. But yeah, these are access points, so it like tells you how many lines there are and like stuff like that, and speeds and stuff like that, which way the lines are going, which are very common at access points for network rail. But just looking at the detail, you've got your signage there, you've got the bits in the track where they can like load up that machine plant as well. But there's loads of detail already just looking at that. I'm looking forward to explore. The West Coast Main Line was built by many smaller companies during the birth of the railway era, but the central and the oldest section of the route was the Grand Junction Railway, perhaps one of the oldest long-distance railways in the world. The GJR was designed to link the famed Liverpool and Manchester to Birmingham. A chosen route weaved out of Birmingham to Stafford via Wolverhampton before heading north up to Crewe. Another picture here, which I think this is around Wolverhampton. I think these are the viaducts coming out of Wolverhampton, so this is heading south. So there's a junction. I'm not sure where the right hand side goes though, but it's the left hand side where that 350 is going, where you would go to Birmingham. I can't remember where that other side goes. I'm not sure if it goes up towards. No, it's gone. I've got no idea. Remember, I'd have to have a look at me. I'm gonna have a look at my railway atlas. Just so I want to know myself. Just talk amongst yourselves whilst I rustle some pages along, find where we are going. So I'm looking for where's Birmingham? Does anyone know where Birmingham is on this map of mine, which you can't see? Birmingham is on page 42 of this massive atlas I've got, and so it shows Wolverhampton. Ah, right, okay. So this junction, it curves and goes to Bescott, I think. Looks like it. Yeah, it does. It goes to Bescott. So there's a junction just north of Wolverhampton, but they've basically joined back up together to the just to the right side of the image, which you wouldn't have in the game. But it then goes to, I think, a freight line. Through to Bescott, Walsall, and that way around. Eventually, if you actually was to carry that line, you'd actually go through Bescott and then eventually come back to Aston, and you can come back around yourself to Birmingham. That gives you a bit of a better, clearer picture of where it goes. That is that. In the following years, since its opening in 1837, with additions like the Stour Valley Line via Dudley, the line played a strategic role in the development of the industrial Black Country and saw the boom in traffic. With the eventual merge to create the LNWR and the later LMS, the route became a vital section of the West Coast Main Line, Britain's busiest main line. Which there's got Birmingham, so just things I can take away from this from the past Birmingham we've seen. I think there's a new track. There's a lot more trackside clutter. And looks like potentially the darkness inside the station looks a lot darker as well. And of course it's busy. There are loads of trains there. See 350s, 390s, 70s, 323. Excellent. In the following, no, I've read that because I've made it bigger. I'm gonna leave it like this. This add-on picks the West Coast Main Line as it operates in the 21st century, circa 2019. Your journey begins at Birmingham New Street, Britain's busiest station outside of London. Players of the Birmingham Cross City route will be familiar with the cavernous nature of its platforms, brutalist signal boxes, and regenerated facade. The sea. This picture is an interior, and you can see how dark it is in the station for a start. Looks like there's new destination stuff. It's quite nice. Not sure what subclass 350 that is, but it's a shot of the 350. New for Train World 6 is the implementation of passenger and platform announcements, meaning Birmingham New Street will be in full voice listing off stations, stops, and far and wide the various services that arrive and depart here. Passenger ambience will also be heard depending on when the train's like loadings, so if it's busy or quiet. From the deep platforms beneath the city, just 2 electrified lines carry you north to pastures new, climbing out to the open air and the heart of the Black Country, named for its industrial coal mining past. Just onto this bit as well, get my. Is it just Birmingham New Street's going to have announcements, or we're going to have them at other stations as well? Hope we're going to get them at other stations, not just Birmingham. I've got a picture at Smethwick Roll Street. Very nice in the atmospheric rain. Very sodden. And good. Nice lighting as well. What follows is a powerful sequence of locations that define the region's railway identity. As you pass through Smethwick, Oldbury, Dudley and Tipton, the industrial heartbeat of the Black Country pulses around you. Chimneys, canals, factories and terrace roads frame the railway, telling a story of hard-working communities and proud industrial heritage. It is gritty, atmospheric and unmistakably urban. Then comes Wolverhampton. You rise above the city, sweeping across rooftops and past the iconic football ground before arriving at the high-level platforms of this key interchange. Here, lines from Shrewsbury, Stafford, Bescot and Birmingham all converge, making Wolverhampton one of the most operationally significant points on this route. However, this is not a picture of Wolverhampton, this is Stafford. That looks very much like Stafford, and I've been there a couple of times fine in the past. That looks really nice, I do like the look of that station. I'm really excited for this route. Are you, guys? Put in the comments below your thoughts and feelings for this one. I have seen a few people moaning that it don't come in any new stock, but it's a 50-odd mile route. It comes with different subclasses of the 350 that didn't come with the original West Coast Main Line, so it's not like you're not getting anything new. And if you have the other stock, you can run on air anyway. North of Wolverhampton, the scene transforms. The city noise fades as you enter the broad rural landscape of Staffordshire. The run into Stafford brings open track, steady gradients and clear skies. Unless it's raining. It is here where you join the core of the West Coast Main Line. You will pass through Penkridge and then into the modernised layout at Norton Bridge, where grade separates flyovers and bypass lines at Great Bridgeford. Allow for smooth, uninterrupted movement. Every detail has been built to reflect the current day infrastructure. Here is Crewe. So, looking back to when they first teased a screenshot, that's them red stanchions in the middle of the track that we saw first time round, and everyone started guessing. Didn't take people long to actually guess what it was, but Crewe's always nice to see. And of course, JT's crew, Preston's coming as well. So if you think about it, you're going to be able to actually drive eventually from Birmingham all the way to Carlisle in over separate routes. Granted, you might need a time machine to go back to the 80s, which is never a bad thing. But you could always drive modern stock on it if you wanted. But yeah, to do a full run like over all these routes all the way up will be great. And I'm looking forward to doing that on stream. Very much so. Your final approach into Crewe is a railway experience in itself. Long known for a major hub in the national network, Crewe features wide sweeping platforms, complex track layouts and an operational detail at every turn. It is a fitting endpoint for a route defined by pace, presence and purpose. Players of the Spirit of Steam add-on will have experienced this station already and its expansive yards since circa 1958, whereas West Coast Man Birmingham Crewe shows this location in its contemporary guise. Just touching on this as well, I mean, you'll have seen this in Spirit of Steam. You're going to get this in the modern era, and you're also going to get it in the 1980s at some point as well. So you're going to get 3 different guys in this place, which is quite interesting to look at, like how places have changed over the years. Because Crewe has changed massively. That'd be nice. This bridge looks ace. I looked at this picture yesterday, and it's got musical notes on it. Rather quite quirky. I've never seen anything quite like that before. The route is filled with detail, from football stadiums of Wolverhampton and Crewe to hand-placed industrial and residential scenery in Soho, Oldbury and Stafford. This is a railway environment that feels lived in, Almost 100 bespoke bridges have been created, including the musical bridge at Tipton. So keep an eye out for this one in Tipton. Custom overhead line equipment installed throughout, and every station using real reference from the period. West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe, is more than just a railway. It is a living network, shaped by the people, places, and the trains that use it every day. So, I'm just going to go to the train. I'm just going to bring up the video. I'm just going to go through this. So this is the loco lockdown, they're calling it. This is just a unit. So this is 351 in X London Midlands livery. So you're going to get all the different liveries.
Welcome aboard this
Announcements.
West Midlands railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Stafford, Rugeley Trent Valley, Lichfield Trent Valley, Tamworth, Aston, Rumington.
So it's the livery, obviously the old London Midland, but they're branding in this one. Now this is the 350/2 next London Midland interim northwestern liveries. So it's got the darker green on here. It's got the notes of the black surround still on the windows. But I say it's got that dark green on it. This is the British Transport Police livery as well, which is a nice little thing to break things up, really. And this is also going to be very useful for the 2019 winter OTS timetable for West Coast South. This is a /3 northwestern livery. Got the dark green, light green at the back. Drive-wise on these things, I don't know if there's going to be anything different, if there's any like fixes or anything compared to the one that we've seen already, but if we go through it, might well tell us. The Class 350-0 is your main traction for the journey. These electric multiple units were introduced onto the national network in 2005 and into Train World with West Coast Main Line's London Milton Keynes route in TSW5. So that was a core addition to the game. In this add-on, these familiar and trusted units appear in all three subclasses, the /1, 2 and 3, each delivered in their own distinct livery, just as they would have been in 2019. From interior layouts to visual features, branding, every variation has been created. So that's going to be nice to break things up. So, yes, you're not getting anything new as such, but you are getting 2 new subclasses on top of the one that's already been brought to the game already. So you're going to get a bit of variety here, which will be nice. So might be different seating. I'm not sure if there's different seating layouts. There'll be different interiors and stuff like that. And again, there's the British Transport one. I like this. I quite like that. I'm going to give that one a drive around. Definitely. Adding an extra layer of personality to the route is 352/35 wearing its unique BTP livery. You'll see the eye-catching unit throughout your drives appearing across the timetable as it follows its real-world diagram. So it'll be set to a diagram. It'll appear on specific services. A selection of train faults are planned for the Class 350 to be implemented for this route, but this is going to be a post-release patch, so this won't be from launch. So basically keep an eye on the space, and when they're ready, they'll release updates for faults, which is fair enough. At the minute, to be perfectly honest with you, the way that how train faults are in the game at the minute, I'm not really that bothered that they ain't there from release because I have them turned off. A lot of people have got them turned off from what I've seen, so at the minute, I ain't really fussed. I'm happy to either see them or not, but I'd rather wait for the core to be in a better state before I start getting involved with that. The Class 350 EMU is included in the Birmingham Crewe route add-on. Players do not need to own previous release content to access this train. However, for everything else, you'll want to see the layers for the timetable. So the Class 220 Voyager, the 390 Pendolino, and more will feature in this timetable. So it'll definitely pay to have these add-ons. Bulk out your timetable experience. Now there's 522 total playable services waiting in the timetable, with 2,000 altogether, including the AI. With a full weekday of operations represented, you will take on everything from first light commuter runs to mid-afternoon stoppers and evening express services. Whether running non-stop from Wolverhampton to Crewe or stopping at every station from Birmingham northwards, every journey offers something different. All Bus Studios will be providing a full breakdown of the layers and service pattern in their own dev diary. But to give you a flavour, we've listed the add-ons required to add more playable and AI services to the timetable. So, Cross Country's 220 Voyager from TSW6 Deluxe Edition. You can buy that separately. You don't just have to have it in the Deluxe Edition. Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino. West Midlands Railway Cross Country 170. I read that totally wrong then. It's the 170 pack that Rivet brought out. Hollis City for the TSW stuff. Birmingham Cross City for ECS movements with the 323. Midland Mainline for the 158 AI stuff. West Coast Mainline, London Milton Keynes for freight. Cargo Line Volume 3. There's just a nice picture there. That's around Crewe, that is. That's the right is where LSL are. And then over in the distance, you can see the carriage sidings just up ahead behind the 350. Rail tour services also layer from the West Coast Mainline Preston Carlisle route, Spirit of Steam, and the Flying Scotsman, so LNER A3 pack. Scenarios, collectibles, and mastery challenges will also be available as per most Trains and World route add-ons. Keep an eye out for those temporary speed restrictions. As with the core TSW6 routes, these will appear at random events toggled on in the main menu. Again, it's a feature I like this more than faults, but it's rather buggy. So again, until DTG fix the behaviour of them in court, it's probably going to be a feature I turn off. But hopefully in the future it'll be something I'll turn back on. So, price. It's the time for the price. So, Birmingham Crewe will release soon for Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5, Epic Games Store, and Steam. $29.99, €35.99, or $39.99. Doesn't come for Xbox One, says there. So that's Gen 8 out of the picture. Which, to be honest with you, says here, please note that West Coast Man and Birmingham Crewe will release it on PC 9th gen consoles only, and will confirm the release date at a later time. So, no date yet, but we do have a streamer coming up on the 14th of October, so that is not far away at all. That's next week on Tuesday. So, that's Harriet, Matt, Dan, and Kieran on that, so look forward to that one. So, join them there for that, and then it's basically just the upgrade jargon, I think. That's everything, really. So, an exciting route, definitely. So, just watch the space, and hopefully we'll get a release date given to us in this stream, maybe. Fingers crossed, because I am really, really excited to get stuck into this one and get streaming it and do videos on it, really, because it's an exciting bit of route, and the look of it is fantastic. So, more UK content. Let's keep going, please. What we need. Keep the UK scene going. But yeah, for now, I'm going to leave that there and wrap things up. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos. Any comments or thoughts on this route, put them in the chat below. Let's get the conversation going. And until next time, thanks for watching. You'll find it on Twitch on a Monday and Friday, on twitch.tv/trainsim_TV for TSW or TS Classic content currently. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And we'll see you again very soon for another video. Bye for now.